Hi dear students, have a great day. Today we have a story. It is not a story. This is part of our history, Indian history. Glimpses of the past. We have number of freedom fighters mentioned in our history and some freedom fighters without in our history. Now, this lesson is a reminder of our freedom fighter and history of India during 18th century, and it brings out some social, political and religious outview of Indians in 18th century. Let us go to the lesson. And this lesson you have given as an anecdotes, and the events and the stories is picturized in chronological order. And I shorten this story here. Now, the story, the events 1757 to 1857. 1857 is a remarkable in Indian history. The Battle of 1857 is known as the first independent war. All of you know it. How the circumstances lead first war of independence can go to 1757. 1757, 18th century, East India Company decided to extend their territory. They established their territory at Surat in 1600. But the 18th century, India is divided into small provinces and run by princes. And the princes were fighting against each other, and they tried to extend their territory. It was a golden chance to British, and they approached the princes and offered their military power to defeat the neighboring province or neighboring prince. They accepted their offer. The prince accepted their offer to defeat the neighboring prince, and they tried to divide and rule policy, and they also offered many offering to other princes. And the British East India Company came here for trade purpose, and they established number of rule to suppress Indian farmers, the peasants, artisans and nobles. And now, at these conditions, what was the attitude of our religious scholars? In 18th century, India followed child marriage, practicing many religious ceremony like sati, and also they blame women's or all the ruin of the world. And such a rituals, such a beliefs made and the preached by the religious leaders to the society. One of the most important prince or king in South India protest against the extension of British Emperor towards Tipu Sultan. He fought against British and he died while he is fighting against British. And number of many princes like him, and most of the princes appreciated the British kingdom and lately they dethroned from the princeship. Now, some religious scholars, some reformers came to reform the society. One of very important reformer was Rajaram Mohan Roy. He propagated scientific and practical education, and he fought against some social evils existed in the society. And there was a belief, those who cross the sea, he will become out of the religion. He crossed the sea and went to Britain and learned how the English people or the British people make their product and what was the condition of British industry. And he returned back to India and he started a newspaper, Bengal Gazette, to propagate his ideology among the society and to abolish the social evils in the society. And Britishers, the East India Company, established many new rules to suppress, to loot the Indian economy. Regulation Act and newly imposed taxes on the peasant. All such taxes and rules, the peasant's life became very pathetic. Day to day, their life became worse and worse. And landlords compelled to impose and acquire taxes for the British. And many peasants lost their land. And one of the another important events this time, Lord Macaulay Minutes in 1835, according to Macaulay Minutes, he decided to teach English in Indian natives. During those days, India taught by Sanskrit and Persian. In spite of this, the Western education imposed India. It gave a new way or a modern society to create in India. And many social reformers like Rajaram Mohan Roy supported these minutes and they decided to teach a modern society in India. By this, they learn modern knowledge, science and technology. that from the Western education. And it created among the people a nationalism in the mind of Indian peoples. Artisans, peasants, and many workers will become very ruins by the law of the British. And all of them, most of the people encouraged the Western education, they learned English, and they have flourished an idea of nationalism among the people. And it's led many problem between British and Indians. Even in military regiment created many different dispute because of some rumors spread among the soldiers. The bullet wrap covered with the grease, it is the mixture of cow and pig. And Indians felt that it knowingly British spoiled our beliefs of Hindus and Muslims. And they reacted against this. Mangal Pandey, one of the important soldier, Mangal Pandey, stabbed one British soldiers and he executed. And Tandya Topi, another Indian soldier, Sepoy in British India. And they fought against this social injustice. And many princes against the rule of British when they have lost their power. The princes became only the puppets of the British and they have lost all their power. In North India, that time ruled by the last dynasty, Mughal dynasty, and the Bahadur Shah was that time the ruler of the Mughal. The Mughal dynasty will become very reduced during this time. And many other leaders like different provisions. Begum Azrat Mahal, Azimullah Khan, Maulavi Ahmadullah Faizabad, Kanwar Singh, and such leaders decided to fight against this British rule. First, the rebellion, the battle started. Some dispute from the British, the Sepoy, among the Sepoy, because of the grease covered bullet. It is contained with grease of the mixture of pig and cow. And many others, they denied to beard of the soldiers, and many other causes are there. And first the Sepoy Mutiny started from Meerut, and they marched to Delhi. And this was the first outbreaking of war, or the outbreak of the British Emperor from India. A united outbreaking of India. Some princes, those who had lost their power, together fought against British India. It is marked as the first independent war of India. But British very tactfully suppressed the war, and after the rule of India directly from British Q. Anyhow, some scholars and reformers make among the Indians a nationalism, and many events had discussed in the story, and all of you read it well and find out each events, and many princes, the brilliant, variant rulers also discussed in this lesson. It is a short story, a short brief of the 100 years Indian history. Okay, all of you read this story again, and if you have any doubt regarding this lesson, you can send doubts in WhatsApp. Okay, thank you.